Good morning, dear students. I think you are all safe by staying at home. In last class we had seen the postulates of modern atomic theory, atomic mass, average atomic mass, and then relative atomic mass, and then how to find out the relative atomic mass by using the isotopes and its percentage availability, and relative molecular mass. These are the things we have discussed in last class. Now we are going to see the calculation based on a relative molecular mass. What are the so how to calculate the relative molecular mass of the molecule? How to calculate the relative molecular mass of a molecule? This thing we are going to see in this class. So already I told that I taught in the last class relative molecular mass. Relative molecular mass is defined as the ratio of a mass of one molecule of the substance to 1/12th of a mass of one atom of a C12. One atom of a C12. How to calculate the relative molecular mass of a sulfuric acid? First we have to analyze what are the atoms present and how many atoms present. Example here, hydrogen atom, sulfur atom, oxygen atom. These three atoms are present in this, and then hydrogen atom 2. How many hydrogen atoms are there? Hydrogen atoms are 2. And then sulfur atom only 1. The number is not denoted, means the suffix contains 1. So that is understood. The number is not mentioned, means there should be 1. So hydrogen atom 2, sulfur atom 1 and oxygen atom 4. So these are the number of atoms present in sulfuric acid, and how to find out the relative molecular mass. How many atoms of hydrogen? Number of atoms into atomic mass. This is the relative molecular mass. First we are going to see hydrogen. Hydrogen consists of 2 atoms. So 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. 2 into 1 plus, and sulfur atom, how many atoms? 1. 1 sulfur atom. What is the atomic mass of sulfur? Means 32. Therefore 1 into 32. And then oxygen atom 4 atoms. The atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Therefore 4 into 16. Therefore 2 into 1, 2. 1 into 32, 32. 4 into 16, 64. So when we are adding all this, we will be getting 98. So this is the relative atomic mass of sulfuric acid. The sum of number of atoms, the sum of relative atomic mass of all the atoms will be giving the relative molecular mass. How to calculate the relative molecular mass? Relative molecular mass is nothing but sum of relative atomic mass of all the atoms present in the molecule. Therefore here sulfur atom 2 atoms. Sulfur atom, how many sulfur atoms are there? Sorry, hydrogen 2 atoms. So what is relative molecular mass? Sum of average atomic masses of all the atoms in a molecule. All the atoms in a molecule. Here when we are looking at this, we can understand that hydrogen atom, the number of hydrogen atom present here is 2, sulfur atom 1, oxygen atom 4. The atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. 2 atoms are there, therefore 2 into 1. And then sulfur atom, only 1 atom is present. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32, therefore 1 into 32. And oxygen atom, 4 oxygen atoms are there. Atomic mass of oxygen atom is 16, therefore 4 into 16. We have to add all these atoms. average atomic mass of all the atoms present in the molecule. Therefore, 2 into 1, 2, 1 into 32, 32, 1, 4 into 16, 64. When we are adding this, we will be getting 98. So, this is the relative molecular mass of a sulfuric acid. And how to calculate the relative molecular mass of a water? So, how many atoms are present? Hydrogen 2 and oxygen 1. So, relative molecular mass 1 into hydrogen atoms 2 hydrogen atom into its average atomic mass plus how many oxygen atom? 1 oxygen atom into its atomic mass given in periodic table. Therefore, 2 into 1 plus 1 into 16. Therefore, 2 into 1, 2, 1 into 16, 16, 16 plus 2, 18. This is the relative molecular mass of this is the relative molecular mass of water. This is the way of finding the relative molecular mass of compound by using relative atomic mass. Now, we are going to see the differences between atoms and a molecule. Atoms are the smallest particle of an element, but molecules are the smallest particle of molecules are the smallest particle of an element or compound. So, first point, what is the first point in atom? Atoms are the smallest particle of an element. Molecules are the smallest particle of an element or compound. And second point, it does not exist as a free state. It does not exist in free state. Atom does not exist in free state except noble gases. Single atom will be existing as molecule. So, only noble gases will be existing as a single atom. All other atoms, most of the atoms will not exist as a free state. This is molecules exist in free state. And then third point, atoms are highly reactive. Molecules are less reactive. Atoms are non-bonded entity. There is no bond between atoms. Okay, atoms are single particles, so that is not bonded. Non-bonded entity, this is bonded entity. These are the four differences between atoms and molecule. Atoms are the smallest particle of the element, molecules are the smallest particle of the element or a compound. It does not exist in free state except noble gases. It exists in free state. And then atoms are highly reactive. Here the molecules are less reactive, and then it is non-bonded entity. There is no bond between atoms. So, non-bonded entity, this is a bonded entity. And then next we are going to see mole. When we are measuring the milk, we will be using liter can, half liter milk, 1 liter milk, like that we will be measuring 5 liters of milk, like that we will be measuring. When we are measuring the cloth, we will be using the meter scale. How much length? We will be using the meter scale. When we are weighing the things like sugar, rice, we will be using balance. And then that should be the unit used for measuring the rice and sugar is a kilogram. So, these are the way of measuring the things. In chemistry, how we can calculate, how we can measure the number of atoms and molecules. What is the term used for measuring the number of atoms and molecule means? The term used for measuring the atoms and the molecule is mole. That is mole. Mole is nothing but amount of substance that contains as many elementary particles, as many elementary entities as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of a carbon 12 isotope. So, what is mole? Mole is defined as the amount of substance that contains as many elementary entities as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of a carbon 12 isotope. For example, we are taking 12 gram of a carbon. We are taking 12 gram of a carbon. We are counting the number of particles present in 12 gram of a C12 carbon. How many particles are there? To make that much number of particles, how much to make that much number of particles of other element, how many substance is required? That is called mole. So mole is the amount of substance, amount of a substance. For example, this is 12 gram of a carbon, 12 gram of a C12, 12 gram of C12. We are counting the number of particles present in it. How many particles are there? How many particles are there? It contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles. In 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope contains 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 particles. To make this much number of particles in other element, how many amount of substance required? How many amount of substance required? That is called mole, 1 mole. So mole is amount of substance that contains as many elementary entities as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. 1 mole contains Avogadro number of particles. This is the number denotes that Avogadro number. 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 is nothing but Avogadro number. So 1 mole of any substance that contains Avogadro number of particles 6.023. 1 mole consists of 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 particles. And then the mole concept. Mole concept is used to find out the number of moles of atom, number of moles of molecules, number of moles of gases and number of moles of ions. So how the mole concept is used? Mole concept is used to find out the number of moles of atoms, number of moles of molecules, number of moles of gas and number of moles of ions. For finding these things we need mole concept. How to find out the number of molecules? So number of moles. For finding the number of moles, we have 4 formulae. One is mass divided by atomic mass. Mass divided by atomic mass. For example, if we want to find out the number of moles in element, particular element, only particular element, means we have to use this formula. For example, only chlorine, oxygen, like that particular element alone, means we can use this formula, mass divided by atomic mass for the particular element. So the number of moles for the particular element is calculated by using the formula mass divided by atomic mass. If molecule is given there, for example water, this is molecule, or calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, those and all called molecules, or even chlorine, Cl2 also molecule. Okay, so for that we will be using mass divided by molecular mass, mass divided by molecular mass, given mass divided by molecular mass. And then if the number of atoms are given, means how to find out the number of moles? Number of atoms divided by Avogadro number, and number of molecules given there means number of molecules divided by Avogadro number. So these are the 4 formulae we will be using for finding the number of moles. Next we are going to see percent composition of a compound. Percent composition of an element of a compound. The compound consists of 2 or more element. How to find out percent composition of an element of a compound? An element of a compound. For example, water. This is a compound. This consists of 2 elements. One is hydrogen and another one is oxygen. This is a compound. This consists of 2 elements, hydrogen and oxygen. How to find out the percent composition of hydrogen? Hydrogen in water. Hydrogen in water. That is percent composition of an element in a compound. So percent composition of an element in a compound represents mass of each element. Mass of each element present in 100 gram of the compound. 100 gram of the compound. So mass percentage of an element is equal to mass of element in the compound divided by molar mass of compound into 100. Molar mass of compound into 100. Why we have to multiply with 100? Because we are calculating percentage. We are calculating the mass percentage. So the derived answer should be multiplied with 100. So what is mass percentage of an element? Mass of an element, mass of the element in the compound divided by molar mass of the compound into 100. Now when we are doing the calculation, you can understand mass percentage of hydrogen and oxygen we are going to find out. Mass percentage of hydrogen and oxygen in water we are going to find out. First we have to find out molar mass of the compound. This contains 2 hydrogen atom. Water molecule contains 2 hydrogen atom, 1 oxygen atom, 2 hydrogen atom, 1 oxygen atom. We have to sum up the atomic mass of the elements present in the compound. Therefore, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. Since 2 hydrogen atoms are there, 2 into 1 plus the oxygen atom is only 1. The atomic mass of oxygen is 18. Therefore, 1 into 18. So, 2 into 1, 2, 1 into 18, 18. When we are adding that, we will be getting, 16. So when we are adding that, we will be obtaining the value 18. This is the molar mass of a water. Now how to find out mass of hydrogen, mass percentage of a hydrogen, mass of the element in the compound. Here the mass of the element hydrogen is 2 grams are present. Therefore, mass of the element in the compound divided by molar mass. What is the molar mass of water? 18. Therefore, 2 divided by 18 into 100. So, when we are reducing all the terms, we will be obtaining 11.11%. Now, how to find out mass percentage of oxygen? Mass percentage of oxygen. The mass of oxygen present in the compound is 16 gram. Mass of oxygen present in this compound is 16 gram. And molar mass of the entire molecule is 18. Therefore, 16 divided by 18 into 100, we will be obtaining 88.89%. When we are adding these two, we will be getting 100. So, how to find out a percent composition of an element of the compound? Percent composition of an element of a compound represents the mass of each element present in 100 gram of the compound. 100 gram of the compound. Mass of an element is equal to mass of the element in the compound divided by molar mass of the compound. Molar mass, already I taught how to calculate the molar mass of the compound. Molar mass of the compound into 100. Now we are going to see mass percentage of hydrogen and oxygen in water. First, for that we need this term molar mass. So, how to find out molar mass? How many hydrogen atoms are there? 2 hydrogen atoms. How many oxygen atoms? 1 oxygen atom. The mass of 1 hydrogen atom is 1. We have 2 hydrogen atoms, therefore 2 into 1, 1. The mass of oxygen atom is 16. Only 1 oxygen atom is there, therefore 1 into 16, 16. When we are adding this, we will be getting molar mass of water. So, molar mass of water is 18. Mass percentage of hydrogen is equal to mass of hydrogen present in the compound. Mass of hydrogen present in the compound. What is the mass of hydrogen present in the compound? 2 into 1, 2. That is 2 divided by molar mass of the compound is 18. Therefore, 2 divided by 18 into 100. We will be obtaining the value 11.11%. And then what is the mass percentage of oxygen? Mass of the element, mass of oxygen present in the compound. What is the mass of oxygen present in the compound? 16 gram. Therefore, 16 divided by molar mass of water is 18 into 100 will be obtaining 88.89%. Now, we are going to see Avogadro hypothesis. Avogadro hypothesis. Look at these boxes. All the boxes contains equal volume, same volume. The volume of this box, how much it is? The same only, this volume, this volume. So, all are getting the equal volume. Here I filled oxygen gas, here I filled nitrogen gas, here I filled hydrogen gas. So, equal volume of all the gases at the same condition of a temperature and pressure. Here the temperature and pressure should be maintained same. For all the 3 boxes, the temperature also should be the same. That means should be kept under the same condition. What is the temperature of this box? The same temperature it should be kept, and the same temperature it should be kept. And pressure also should be the same for all. So, equal volume of, this is equal volume of all the gases at the condition of same temperature and pressure contains the same number of molecules, For example, this contains 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 molecule means this also contains 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 molecules, and this also contains 6.023 in 10 to the power 23. So what is Avogadro hypothesis? Equal volume of all the gases under the same condition of temperature and pressure contains same number of molecules. This is only Avogadro hypothesis. Equal volume of all the gases under the condition of a same temperature and pressure contains the same number of molecules. This is Avogadro hypothesis. Here I have written some elements and their atomic mass. For example, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, sodium 23, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, calcium 40, iron 56, aluminum 27, phosphorus 31. These are the atomic mass of some important elements that will be very useful while doing the calculation. So this is very important, so you have to write it. Then by using this, how to calculate the gram molecular mass of a compound. So now I am going to find out gram molecular mass of water. So first we have to find out how many hydrogen atoms are there. How many hydrogen atoms? 2 hydrogen atom. And how many oxygen atom? 1 oxygen atom. Therefore 2 into what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 plus what is the atomic mass of oxygen? Oxygen 16. Therefore 1 into 16. 2 into 1, 2. 1 into 16, 16. 2 plus 16, 18. That should be mentioned in gram. Then only it is called a gram molecular mass. Simply if you are writing molecular mass means we need not to mention gram. Since the term given as a gram molecular mass, the unit is very important. That should be mentioned as a G. Gram molecular mass of water is 18 gram. Now we are going to calculate the gram molecular mass of a carbon dioxide. Gram molecular mass of a carbon dioxide. How many carbon atoms are there? 1. Already I told no number is mentioned there means it is understood that there will be 1. Therefore how many carbon atoms are there? 1 carbon atom plus how many oxygen atom? 2 oxygen atom. And what is the mass of carbon? Atomic mass of carbon is 12. Therefore 1 into 12. And what is the atomic mass of oxygen? 16. Therefore 2 into 16. 1 into 12, 12. 2 into 16, 32. Therefore 12 plus 32, 44 gram. This is the gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide. Next we are going to find out the gram molecular mass of calcium phosphate. First we have to find out how many atoms of each kind present. Example, calcium 3 atoms. This bracket, the number mentioned outside the bracket, is owned by the elements present inside, not for calcium. This is not for calcium, this is only for phosphorus and oxygen. Phosphorus here, the number 1 is there. Already I told that the number is not mentioned means it is understood that there will be 1. Therefore 1 into 2, 2. So phosphorus how many atoms? 2. And 4 into 2, 8. Therefore oxygen 8. calcium 3, inside the bracket 2 elements mentioned, and outside the bracket the number 2 is mentioned. That number 2 is common for phosphorus and oxygen, not for calcium, and it does not carry any number. So it is understood that there is 1 into 2, 1, therefore phosphorus 2, and 4 into 2, 8, therefore oxygen 8. Now how to calculate the gram molecular mass of calcium phosphate? How many calcium atoms? 3 calcium atoms, plus phosphorus how many? 2 phosphorus atoms, plus oxygen how many? 8 oxygen atoms. What is the mass of calcium? What is the mass of calcium from there? 40. Therefore 3 into 40. And then what is the mass of phosphorus? 31. Therefore 2 into 31, plus what is the mass of oxygen? 16. Therefore 8 into 16. 3 into 40, 120. 2 into 31, 62. 8, 16. 128. Therefore 8 into 16, 128. Adding all this, we will be getting 8 plus 2, 10, balance 1, 3, 9, 11, balance 1, 3, 10. Therefore, what is the gram molecular mass of calcium phosphate? 310 gram. So, this is the problems based on atomic mass and how to find out the gram molecular mass of the compound. Now I think you should you could understand everything clearly. What are the things we had seen in this class? I taught mole concept, Avogadro hypothesis, and then how to find out the number of moles of atoms, molecules, ions and gases, and what are the uses of mole concept, that also I explained, and based on mole concept how to find out the % composition of an element of a compound, that also I explained with illustration and some calculation part also I taught in this class. And after that I taught Avogadro hypothesis. Then after Avogadro hypothesis I taught how to calculate gram molecular mass of a compound by using atomic mass of the element. This is very important. You have to note it. For solving the problems given in this lesson, this tabular column is very important. So you should mark it. Thank you dear students. Stay home, be safe.